2023 was a bitch. Ladies in the sector, shake that ass like this. 2023 was a bitch. Ladies in the stage, shake that ass like this. 2023 was a bitch. Ladies in the stage, shake that ass like this. Come on now, shake it real fast. You better enjoy this, the motherfucking land. 2017 was my first on my video. Didn't even know that it created many scenarios. What was a blessing was a motherfucking curse. The fucking video put the AFW on alert. Everybody a lawyer without a law degree. Everybody a goddamn accountant without no money. Everybody a goddamn teacher never taught at a school. Everybody a fucking therapist sounding like a fucking fool. 2023 was a bitch. Ladies in the sector, shake that ass like this. 2023 was a bitch. Ladies in the stage, shake that ass like this. 2023 was a bitch. Ladies in the stage, shake that ass like this. Come on now, shake it real fast. You better enjoy this, the motherfucking land. In 2020, another told me to leave the sector. It didn't do any good, didn't make it any better. August 2020, the damn school didn't open. I had to apologize, damn right, I had spoken. The same year, seen a new cast of supporters. I was revitalized, so I had to start it over. Teamed up with niggas that like to play dirty and take shots. Now the good guy got the fucking block. 2023 was a bitch. Ladies in the sector, shake that ass like this. 2023 was a bitch. Ladies in the stage, shake that ass like this. 2023 was a bitch. Ladies in the stage, shake that ass like this. Come on now, shake it real fast. You better enjoy this, the motherfucking land. 2023 was fucked up from the start. Beef with pussy ass niggas from the damn start. Fuck an AFW, fuck a DBA. Fuck a nigga name remix in his trifling ass way. Fuck a nigga from the truck that shakes his ass to get paid. Fuck that bitch ass nigga from Atlanta that pay. I'm the motherfucking godfather, motherfucking bag. Last but not least, I'm the motherfucking go rock out, nigga. 2023 was a bitch. Ladies in the sector, shake that ass like this. 2023 was a bitch. Ladies in the stage, shake that ass like this. 2023 was a bitch. Ladies in the stage, shake that ass like this. Come on now, shake it real fast. You better enjoy this, the motherfucking land. Woo! Come on, ladies in the sector, shake that ass. You listen to this shit right now. Come on, shake it real fast. Come on, shake it real fast. Cause it's the motherfucking last go low, twerk it. Come on, girl, shake it side to side. Come on.
Whenever the quality shows. all this stress and this that's why once such a quiet place that too afraid to face our new way of staying on the ground.
Dear Lord, please grant your mercy to these wayward souls, to all them misguided bitches and cowardly assholes. Forgive them for their transgressions. I know the YouTube God's frown as they try to hide their sins by taking all their lives down. Amen.
Boy knows a quiet place that our new way, nowhere to hide behind, nowhere to hide behind.
Baby girl, when I needed help with my channel, you always had my back. And I wanna thank you till
I had no problem, 'cause no one could seem to find it. But you had an answer. You told me to take it down and start again and grind. Not lazy, if not, it's gonna cost you. In time, your sub-count will go on up, not down. You said that you showed me, said no one could ever pass me. I needed no convincing that I thought I'd take a chance. The stream your way and get low in line a lot lately, and you always help to guide me. And all of the songs I have, I hold to you. All my subs, baby, and all these subs are because of you. Brown sugar, ooh, baby, and all these subs are because of you. Whoa, I have been for problems and did not know how to solve them. And you found the answer. You told me to take a chance and go out today and get all the cash that cost us. And all of these subs I have, I hold to you. All my subs, baby, and all these subs are because of you. Toy lady, Miss Samba, and all these subs are because of you.
Dr. Bombay, I will do whatever it takes to help you get your sub count straight. I will bend over backwards and make it do what it do, just to bring more members right to you. There is nothing that I wouldn't sacrifice to see your channel get right. So if brother, you ever are finding yourself in need, I'll be right there doing just what you need. Let's go.
All these times are because of you. And all these times are because of you. Yes, breaking. And baby, all these times are because of you. You did me, Misty Free, and all these times are because of you. Oh, I love that you showed the way. My love can keep going up every day. Stop thinking. And after all the things that I've been through, you showed me just what I had to do. Joseph, as my soul count continues going high, 500, well nearly. And girls, I know that you're the reason why. You watch me, you hear me. I know you're so tempted, baby. I know you're so tempted, darling. Say, lady, so tempted, baby. Oh, lady, so tempted, darling. Lady, oh, you're so tempted, baby. Oh, I know you're so tempted, darling. From you, I know you're so tempted, baby. Yes, lady, tempted, darling. And lady, oh, you're so tempted, baby. Oh, you're so tempted, baby. Oh, you ladies up to me, darling. Say you'll sub to me. I'll sub to you. And lady, all my subs are because of you. You ladies.
Dr. Bombay, I will do whatever it takes to help you get your sub count straight. I will bend over backwards and make it do what it do, just to bring more members right to you.
Welcome, everybody. This is the Godfather D. Darrell Spears. Please let me know if you can hear me. Please press 1 if you can hear me. Welcome, everybody. Please let me know if you can hear me. I am here. We're going to have a nice discussion. Hope you all enjoy my intro. I hope each and every one of you enjoyed the intro. Press 1, okay, so y'all can hear me. Appreciate you all for being here. We're going to have an excellent little situation today, an excellent live stream. We're going to give a prayer on this Sunday to the 1.0 for all of their griminess and all the improprieties that they have bestowed upon the sector. And now these people are running scared. They don't do content. They thought the Godfather was just chilling, but nah, Godfather just had shit to do. So before I get started, shout out to Peter Payne Killer. Shout out to my boy TMK Media, Dr. Bombay. Appreciate you for creating the nice joints. Living life to the fullest. How are you? There's a lyricist. Remix holding it down for 2.0 real big. Real big. Ratchet Nursing Wellness. How you doing, ma'am? How you doing, Miss Murph? Varied perspectives, unadulterated truth. Brains tickle, breaking the culture. Did it real big the other day. I caught the replay, Queen. So we got a lot of people in the sector pulling up right now. We're gonna have a nice little discussion. And okay, Black Einstein production also. What's up, player? So we're gonna talk about this. And today, I'm gonna say we have endured a lot fucking around with some of these people. Like we really have endured a lot. And these faceless motherfuckers, these spineless ass people, and the people who support them are the problem. They're the biggest problem. And the real issue is that they don't want progression. They don't want growth. They want shit to remain just the way it is. That's why I always noticed when Adrian, when people would talk about the sector growing and get bigger, little Adrian Johnson always was in his feelings. He always had an issue with that. Because he understood that if the sector grows, these untalented ass trolls will be irrelevant. And nobody, particularly new to the sector, will pay attention to them. See, it's a reason why the sector doesn't grow. They don't want growth because they want untalented bastards to continue to be relevant. Shout out to Miss Furlow. Appreciate the content you're doing on these pastors and things going on, religion. I'll watch you in the clouds, Queen. But I did my content a couple days ago. I took like over a week off, not doing anything because I was tired of a lot of business. But they don't want this sector to grow. You don't want new players. You don't want, more support. Support for the content creator. Support for channels. Collaborations. People making money. Doing meetups and whatever projects that they choose to. They don't want that. What they want is to live in secrecy while talking shit about you and nobody talk about them. Shout out to Smoke Eye. Shout out to Kip. You see, there's a little 5'5", 120-pound Negro running around here mad. He's saying the sector repetitive. It's repetitive. It's the same thing. They talking about the same thing over and over. Okay? But when we look at that whack-ass content you put out, you're talking about the same thing over and over and over. When you're not the focus of the joke, it's how good. Now that you have shown to be the dusty, busted, short, Napoleon complex illiterate that you are, not to mention all the other things which I came back and spoke on, it didn't even care to even give an opinion about whether or not you're choking the shit out of women and being abusive. I didn't even care. I didn't even go into that realm. But you got it in your feelings because you thought the Godfather was going to jump out the window like those two hags. When I did that video about you, I was about, nigga, you thought that there was no way you were going to be found out and you were doing all this fuck shit behind the scenes? You was being lined up. You was lined up a while ago. Laquan, they just strategically decided to come out with the time they did. And they been looking at you. And the thing about it, you were so careless. I'm surprised it took so long. Because your Facebook presence, usually the sector find that shit real quick. So the person who took it upon themselves or strategic when they were going to expose your shit. Because it didn't take much to find out about you. Now, you're going into safe spots, you're trying to go live again, going to this place in the chat, that place in the chat, trying to, trying to continue to, inject yourself back into the sector. It's all good. It's all good. Because now, I better never find myself on a panel with you. I bet not. You better not ever be in the same space where I'm in. Cause and you know better not to. Cause you know you don't want to fuck with me one-on-one. Especially on the mic. You're gonna get killed. You're gonna get roasted. And all you're gonna get there and yell and cry. I know it's hard, that your arms are longer than your legs, and your head longer than your your feet. Look, man, little Tyrion Lannister. Unfortunately, you're not as tactful as Tyrion. Shout out to Breaking for that live stream on Tanisha. Let's get to that. Because that's what I want to really, really focus on today. This is like part 2, Breaking. Why the sector has died. That sector died. It died because one of the biggest reasons it died is because people willing to do anything for $1. People willing to compromise what we thought was their integrity. People willing to look stupid, look crazy, look out of place, look delusional. So somebody can give you $500, $7,500 cash out. It's amazing what the love of money and desperation will drive a person to do. This person talked shit about breaking the culture of silence, being a mother, her family, and all that woman did. Breaking that was a friend to you. That's how she was to you. She took you into her house. She let a stranger stay at her house. Which to me, Breaking, I would have never did that shit. I'm like, bitch, you're going to have to go find you somewhere to stay or go drive your ass back home. Fuck that. I got kids. But despite that, Breaking took it upon herself to let you in her house because you couldn't afford to get an apartment, a hotel. Guess she was counting on my my super chat money that didn't come through yet at the time. And you went there broke, which I didn't know until later. You posed yourself as this financial social activist mind who had it all together. Who had it all together. Who had it all together. That's what she posed herself as. And she did it with such impunity. Over and over. Over and over and over and over. With no response from the other person. Over and over and over. Even to the point of you, and I want receipts if anybody got receipts on this, because I've heard rumblings of this, even to the fact of her photoshopping herself. Photoshopping yourself with your grandchild, which you never probably fucking seen. Some crazy shit. Who the fuck would do that? What's up, Smoke? She said I'd never do that again, but she had nowhere to stay. She couldn't afford to stay in the city, and her BK friend said she couldn't stay over there. So I said, fuck it. I feel you. You was being a humanitarian. You didn't want to put her out in the street. I feel you. I feel you. But this lady here, her daughter. Look at the baby. That she lied. And she tried to exploit the baby to get cash apps and super chats on her members only platform. On her members platform. Oh shit. Break it, say it. Mind you, I didn't even know she had nowhere to stay until the day of arrival. Like, that's some fuck shit. You don't even let somebody know you ain't got no fucking place to stay. Just, can I stay at your place? Man, I'd be like, hell no, you ain't come and stand in my fucking place. Fuck, I don't know you like that. Fuck wrong with you. But then again, you know, everybody different. Got the link out there. But the fact of the matter is that you posed and you posed and you posed as something you were not. And I believe you were who you said you were online. I did. I believe that you was a decent human being. That was part of the reasons why I supported your channel. Now we finding out you're a despicable motherfucker who'd do anything for money in return on a motherfucker, regardless of who they are, how much they support you. You don't give a fuck. All I know, I got rent due. That's what I'm loyal to. You know? Yeah. All that shit you did was cap. And you know what? I have no expectations when I give. And you don't owe me shit. I don't owe you shit. You was right to say that. I don't know why you said it, because I ain't never asked for shit. They never tried to come to you to do shit. Ever. I never, ever asked you for a thing. But one thing I wish I would have asked for would have been some authenticity of who the fuck you really are. Because you getting the real me. But you lied about every fucking thing. Everything. You use your own, they don't fuck with you. You lie about a wedding, you lie about the baby. You're lying about selling pussy. Tried to make Breaking look like she was the one selling the pussy when it was you. And you was doing it longer, probably forever. You projecting your shit on somebody else. And she ain't say a tenth back of what you said about her. Shout out to you, Breaking. I see you. What's up, Queen?
Hey, what's up? I'm just here listening.
She didn't say a tenth of the shit. A tenth. And I'm going to say this. Like, part of when Breaking first came into this sector, and when I was saying I was influenced by other motherfuckers. And I'm going to say this. I was influenced by Daryl Moore behind the scenes. I'm going to be honest. He was the biggest, influence. And he gave all kinds of shit on this woman. That was, to me, obsessive. And Daryl Moore's talking about the Umar sector full of these pro-black quacks and all this other shit. And he forgot all that bullshit he was doing. And what was it, the 18? Really? I mean, I like Daryl Moore, but Daryl, come on, Daryl, you got it. Daryl, you was talking crazy about the sector the other day. I can't let you get away with that one. I made a conscious decision. I am not releasing that shit. Very personal, especially when it comes to your family. I didn't. But you know who wanted it? Or I thought was my, cool little YouTube buddy. Miss Tanisha Price came and asked for the information. And she started doing dirty shit. I wouldn't fuck with none of that shit. I refused to release that shit. But she ain't give a fuck. And that's the facts. I like to keep shit on YouTube. Some of the stuff what it was, I'm not gonna go into all that because that's your personal business. But I wasn't doing all that extra shit that Daryl was doing. Fuck no. Hell no. I'm not that emotionally invested. But T Pre was. She definitely was. And she kept saying stuff. You was gone for a whole, year, Breaking? Year and a half?
I was gone for about a year to a year. Yeah, I wouldn't say almost like a year and a half. I kind of I was here, but I wasn't.
Yeah, you wasn't, but you wasn't doing content.
I was doing my own thing.
You was living your life. And you know what? We would have, and this happened on my own channel. And I'm guilty of allowing her ass to say all that shit she was saying. I was a guilty one. We would be talking about bullshit going on, right? And out the blue, your name would fucking come up out of nowhere.
Well, that's what she did. That's what she was doing. I mean, for her to even go so far as to disrespect my fiance and making anti-Semitic comments towards him when he did nothing but welcome her into his home. And all he did, she was being ignorant, just being mad ignorant, and he didn't do nothing but treat her with kindness when she was here. He fed her when she was here. He made sure she was good. He made sure that my friend, the photographer, got us home. Like he made sure to let him know, like if you can't bring them home, let me know so I could come get them. Cause we was like lit. Weren't we like drunk when we left, babe? That day when T Pre was here, Tanisha, we was like drunk and we fucked up when we left my house. So
I
he
feel
made
you.
sure that we
Right.
was good. But he didn't do nothing but treat her with kindness. Like he wasn't mean to her. He wasn't rude to her. He made sure she had food. He made sure that, there were clean linens for her to sleep on. He made sure she even had a fresh pillow. Like, you know what I mean? It wasn't even like we was giving her like dirty blankets and dirty
Yeah,
sheets
y'all was
to
being
sleep on.
hospitable.
We gave her a fresh toothbrush, like 'cause she had forgot her
Oh,
toothbrush. He
goddamn.
even went and gave her a toothbrush. I mean, it's just stuff that you do. Like if I come stay at your home, you're gonna make sure that I have at least, even if I have these items, you're gonna at least be like, hey, here's a fresh bar soap. Here's a toothbrush, here goes some toothpaste, here's a fresh washcloth, fresh towel.
Right.
We ain't have to dig out the dirty clothes basket and give her nothing. We ain't give her the kids soiled blankets. Like she was good. Even like his friends. It's funny because we went to a wedding recently and one of the people that was here when she was here asked about her. They actually asked me about her. They was like, how's your friend? The one that you were doing the podcast with. And me and Danny just looked at each other and started laughing. But
Wow.
because that's just how kind we were to her. Like they didn't even know that me and her had even fell out or anything. They literally asked about her at the wedding recently. And it was like we did nothing but treat her with kindness. Like when we went to the bar downstairs or whatever by my house, like she didn't have to pay for anything when she was down there, and it was just me, her, and the photographer. Paid for her drinks and stuff down there. When we went to the Blue Moon, she didn't even. And mind you, I wasn't. When we went to the Blue Moon, we met up with Fulton and Shakim. I
Right.
wasn't under any obligation to cover her tab. That was, outside of the home. Like the only thing I was responsible for was while she was physically in my home, making
Right.
sure she was good. But once we left that house and we went, to the Blue Moon, she should have been responsible for her own drink. Not once did she pull out her wallet when Shakim card had declined or whatever due to his issues. And that's not throwing no shade at Shakim because Shakim
Nah, it's just
actually
the
in the
facts.
end,
It's
yeah,
the
in the end,
facts.
Shakim did pay her bill. Like when he paid me back, he paid her bill, my bill, and full time bill. I'll give him that. He ended up paying the whole thing back, like the whole entire thing. Like he was like, "Can you send me the receipt?" I gave him the receipt, and he paid the whole thing. He didn't even have to. All he had to pay was his part.
Wow.
But
But
when
she
his
never said that shit. See, she
when we was at the table, when Shakim's card had declined, when we was sitting at the table, um, mind you, we was all lit, right? So at first I didn't even realize what was happening, to be honest. Like I didn't even realize what was really going on because we was drunk. And then by the time he had pulled out like another card, I noticed like something wasn't right. And that's when I was like, what's going on? And he was like, I think my bank or whatever, blah, blah, blah. She never once even budged to pull out her card. Like nobody did. I was the only one. Like literally, I'm looking around. I'm like, so ain't nobody gonna like I'm used to like, say for instance, you come from out of town, you forget to tell your bank that you're traveling, your card get declined. I'm used to like everybody at the table throwing their card on the table, saying like, just split it 5 ways. You know what I mean? But that's not what
right.
happened. They kind of was just gonna leave Shakim to cover the bill. And she's like, well, he said he was going to pay it. And to me, it was trifling because I'm like, even if he said at the moment he was going to pay it, if he couldn't pay it, why wouldn't you, as a honorable person, knowing that you ate and drank at that table, not throw your card out and say, here, put something on it? Even if you was only able to put 20 on it, something's better than nothing. But instead, I just said fuck it
Wow.
because it was just like it was getting to be too much of a hassle. So I just pulled out my card and was like, "Here, just cover the bill." And it wasn't a little bill; it was like over
Wow.
$200.
So she was just drinking and eating her ass off for free.
Yeah, but then want to be calling other people broke, talking about something I'm broke and yesterday she said yesterday I'm broke, my man don't give me nothing, and I'm like, well, how? Well, if
Wait a
I'm
minute.
broke
Why is she
and my
worried
man
about what
don't
your
give me nothing, then how the hell I'm living? Well, what's going on?
wait a minute? How ye with no man and no money talking about somebody else that got a man?
She can't call nobody broke. Like I'm telling you, she literally did not cover. She didn't even so much as buy a bottle of water out the vending machine. Like
Wow.
she couldn't afford anything. Like I think she may have the night that she arrived, she may have like Uber eated herself something to my house. Like other than that, because like when they first got to New York, I met up with Shakim first. I met Shakim at his hotel, and Shakim was staying downtown. I met him first, And then we walked over to the train to go get her, and we went and got her. And then I took them to like some bar. Mind you, it was like a super fancy place, but it was because of where Shakim was staying. It was like wasn't nothing else really available, and she got in
Right.
mad late. So we ended up going to that spot, and Shakim actually offered to help me split the bill that night. Like he was like, he's like, nah, I go half, and I was like, nah, like it's y'all first night in, like I could treat y'all, like y'all my guests, y'all came here, so I covered the bill. But Shakim did actually offer that night to go half on the bill with me. And it was just drinks. Like it was just like a couple drinks because she drank like Henny on the rocks. And then he had like a glass of wine. And I think I had a glass of wine.
Wow.
But that was like the only thing she paid for was like, I think she Uber eated herself something to the house. And then she didn't even say like, hey, you hungry? You want something too? Nope.
Wow. This is crazy. Shout out to Aaron Views. What's up, Queen? So were we really going at the wrong person? Because now I feel bad. Like, damn, we was focusing on Shakim when really we should have been focusing on our ass.
But that's what I'm saying. Shakim did, like, honestly, like, in all honesty, I didn't have a bad experience with Shakim when he was here. I'm just keeping it real. Like, he was actually a good time, a good vibe. I had no issues with him. Even when his card declined, like, I wasn't upset with him. I wasn't like, oh, you're broke. Because in all honesty, it happens all the time. Like, there's been times where, like, I'm traveling for cheer with my
Yeah, if
daughter.
you travel,
We,
that
yeah,
can happen when you
it
travel.
happened. We were literally traveling with my daughter for cheer, and because I was the one that, you know how like when you book the room online, they want you to use the same card that you booked with. So because I had booked the room online, I had to pay with my card, and my card declined because I forgot to call and tell my bank that I was traveling. They shut my card down. And then I guess because I wasn't responding to the emails, they completely shut my card down for
Yeah,
the whole weekend.
they will
So
do that because they're
it
gonna think
happens.
that they're gonna think you're not aware of they,
Exactly.
of what's going on, so they will shut it down.
Yeah, so
That's
they
true.
shut. So it's happened to me to where I honestly didn't even think twice. I wasn't even looking at the situation like that, but I'm also not a broke bitch. So that's probably why my mentality didn't immediately go to, oh, he's broke. No, because shit happens. And in the end, he did end up paying it back. Like it took a lot of bullshit but I learned that it wasn't that Shakim was being shady. It's because she was being shady to him behind the scenes, and he had already caught on to what she was doing. I was a little bit slower to catch on to what was going on. But in the end, he was very honorable. He paid his way. He didn't cause no issues when he was there. He wasn't rude. He wasn't disrespectful. Like in all honesty, that trip made me like Shakim because he was actually a very gracious guest. Like he didn't do anything wrong in my opinion. So what is card decline? Shit happens, but he did end up paying it. Can't say that for her
Wow,
though. And you are a
wow.
grown ass woman that sat at that table and ate and drank. And when his card declined, you didn't even have the decency to say, well, here, at least let me pay my part of the bill. She didn't give a fuck. She was like, oh, well, he said he was going to pay it. So it's his problem now.
So
Like, that's trifling to me.
was she like was she drinking recklessly, or she was just kind of
I
going with
mean,
the?
honestly, I wasn't really babysitting her drinking, but I mean, she had a couple drinks. Like she drinks like Henny on the rocks. Like she drinks like Roman drinks. Like
Oh,
she
okay. So
she
she
drink
wasn't
like Henny on the
drinking.
rocks and shit like
She
that.
wasn't.
So
She wasn't. It wasn't no shit like, okay, you pants on. Just give me another round and just just
I mean, she
fucking
had a couple drinks. We all were. Like, in all honesty, we were all just drinking it. Like, me and T Pre didn't really eat there because we had ate prior to leaving because we was trying to sober up because we were already lit by the time we left my house because
right.
we were drinking in the house and then we went to the bar downstairs and had a drink. And then we were just lit by the time we left. So we had already eaten. We had like ordered Chinese or whatever before we even left out the house. So we didn't even really eat anything. We may have picked at what was on like the appetizer plates, but we didn't
Right.
actually eat. We were more drinking than anything. But New York drinks are like $19
Hell
a
yeah, I
drink.
know. I
And then she
know.
drinking
Yes,
top
I've
shelf.
been
She
there.
wasn't even drinking like bottom shelf. She was drinking top shelf on the rocks. So her drinks were at
It's
least
$30, $40.
exactly. So it wasn't like, and it was like whatever. Like in all honesty, I didn't really care. Um because we was there to have a good time. Like it wasn't that deep. I
Right.
wasn't balling on a budget. I don't go out. Like if I'm gonna go out on a budget, like if I know I only have so much money, I'm not gonna go out already lit because once you already lit, you just gonna drink, drink, drink anyway.
Right.
So money wasn't really a issue or whatever. It was just so I'm thinking she had money. I wasn't expecting that I was paying for her while we were out. And we got
So
in mad late too. We got in like
Right.
2, 3 in the morning, and then she had to be on her train at like 7. Like it was crazy. Like we literally
7 in the
came in.
morning?
I'm not even fucking around. Like we literally came in and we got back like 2, 3 in the morning, maybe 4 in the morning. And I remember it was like, I remember laying down, and then next thing you know, I had to wake up and rush her ass. I had to drive her over to the train in the morning because she took the train in.
That was an inconvenience.
But it wasn't that deep to me, you know what I mean? Because the whole point is when you have a guest coming, you're here to cater to your guest. So for me, I didn't really care. Because it wasn't that deep to me.
Yeah,
Like
she
it, we,
couldn't Uber her ass to the train. She got you
I mean,
getting
she
up.
could
That's
have.
a lot. That's a
I mean,
lot.
she could have, but me being a responsible friend, at the
Right.
time, I'm not
Right.
gonna put my friend that I know that we was getting fucked up. Mind you, we weren't even sober yet. Like we were sober enough for me to drive her ass to the train, but I wasn't gonna be comfortable putting somebody, a female, in a car at like 6:30 in the morning, knowing that we just got done drinking 2, 3 hours ago. I'm not that type of girl. I'm gonna make sure that she's safe because she was here with me. She's my guest. That's
Right.
how I was raised. I was raised that you take care of the people around you, period. And that's how me and my friends get down.
But
My
that was
friends ain't
very
putting me
to
in
me.
no
That was
fucking
that,
car.
but breaking that was very disrespectful for her to like let you know at the last minute she didn't have a plate. Like she could have told you that shit. At least you could have been prepared, or like that was a bit
Well,
disrespectful.
apparently she claims that her friends, that she had friends down in Brooklyn, her biker friends that she said was gonna come smack me. She claimed that she was staying with them, that they was having a party. She was staying with them, and she wasn't even supposed to come to me the night that she came to me. She and I were actually supposed to meet up the next day because my kids were still here when she got here. They weren't supposed to be here
Right.
Saturday. They were leaving Saturday morning because she went with me to drop them off. So she did get to meet them. She was around them for like 2.5 seconds because when she got here that night, Friday night, they were already in bed. And then they were here for like breakfast. And then after breakfast, me and her ran and dropped them off to where they were going for the weekend. So she wasn't even supposed to be here. She was supposed to come after the kids was already dropped off. But because she was a female, I was like, whatever. I know I can fight. We carry over here. We licensed to carry. I know I can lay her
Right.
ass out if she do some weirdo shit. Whatever. You can come stay at the house. Like I
You
don't
wasn't
care.
you wasn't tripping because of her being a female. I get that. I get
Yeah, it
that.
was like whatever. Like I wasn't really sweating it. But then also, like you said, she presented herself a certain way. I'm looking at it like, oh, she's a mother. She has a son around my son's age. You know what I mean? Like I was just
Yeah.
like, whatever. If she tries some shit, she can get fucked up real quick, throw her ass off the balcony, and that's that.
Throw ass out the back.
I mean, I live up high enough, you know. She
Uh,
lands, she ain't
but
gonna make
but
it.
so I'm a bit perplexed on the fact that you just inconvenienced. Like I know y'all friends and y'all cool, right? But at the same time, you just like you got a man at home and you just inconvenience like
Well, I
I'm
knew he wasn't gonna be attracted to her because I know what my man likes, so that's number
yeah,
one.
but the
I wasn't
fact of
worried about that.
yeah, but I feel you on that, but it's like you know I can imagine like coming home and I'm like, who the fuck is this coming to like what?
Well, I did tell him in advance. Like I did clear it with him first, like to
Right,
make
right,
sure he was okay with it. Like
and
I
of
didn't
course he
just
yeah
surprise him. And he asked me, he's like, well, how do you know her? Whatever. And I told him, or whatever. And he was like, well, he's like, I mean, if you feel okay with it, he was like, whatever. Like, this is your home
so
too. You pay bills here too. Like, I can't tell you no.
So, being that your man was treating her, so why would she go out and talk crazy about a man that didn't do anything but treat her well and show her respect in his own place? Like
But
I
that's
don't
how
get it.
she is. Like that's how she is. I mean, she even has some slick shit to say about my son and my daughter, which was crazy because when they was around her, one minute when she first left, it was, oh, I met her kids. They're so respectable. They're so well mannered. Her Danny, he's my big brother. Blah blah blah. He was even teaching her like design shit behind the scenes, like when she was doing the podcast stuff. He was even taking time out of his day to literally sit and show her like how to do things and how to perfect what she was doing, because he, you know, he works for big brands and big companies. So he was
Right.
teaching her shit. He didn't have to do that stuff for her. And so for her to sit up there and disrespect him, I was like, it just makes sense as to why her own family don't fuck with her. Because I'm like, even if you got smoke with me,
Right.
fine. But for you to make anti-Semitic comments about him and then talk shit about my son and my daughter when they were nothing but kind and polite to you, like my kids ain't no badass little kids. They not running around cussing, terrorizing. They're very respectful. Yes, ma'am. No, ma'am. Yes, sir. No, sir. Like those are little military kids. Like they're good kids. So for her to sit there and treat, like to do that, it was just like, I knew then she wasn't shit. But when we really go back and we replay how all this shit went down, because I was going through my old lives and I was like, oh, these motherfuckers are gold. Because in those old lives that I did back then, all that shit's play by play. All this shit really started on Propane's panel that day when she forced me to air out what she was saying about Nikki. Like she kept saying, like,
Oh,
"Oh,
you
breaking
so
stuff
you
big."
didn't want to air it out. She forced you to. She tried to
Do
make
you
you
remember
do it.
that live with Propane?
I remember.
We was on Propane's live, and she got up there. I was in the chat. I wasn't even saying nothing bad about her. I was just in the chat. She's like, "Oh, that bitch breaking here. She sucked dick. She sucked dick." Da 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 da. So I finally hit the panel. She sucked dick. She sucked dick. And then she said something. I told her she was a fake ass friend, and she was like, "Who am I a fake friend to? I'm a good friend to Nikki. I'm a good friend to Carrie. I'm a good friend." And that's when I was like, "Oh, really?
I remember that. I
You a
remember
good
that
friend to
shit.
Nikki?" And then she
Right.
was like, put it out. You're lying, you're lying, you're lying. And then when I exposed what she was telling me, and Nikki confirmed that, yes, you know, she had been, you know, obviously pillow talking with me, because how would I know certain shit that Nikki told her? That's really how all this shit started. And then when
Right.
after that happened, that's when she went on this, oh, I abandoned my kids. I just left them in the wind, and I'm just a shitty ass mom, and I suck dick for a living, and blah, 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 blah. So that's when I showed her kink list. And I said, well, who's the real prostitute? You or me? Because my kink list don't have them boxes checked. Yours do. I work in a professional facility. We're not even allowed to do 98% of that shit. Well, why is it on the list? Bitch, because it's a general kink list. What do you mean? You're an independent dom. You could do whatever the fuck you want to do. If you want to guzzle cum, you can. It's illegal, but you could do what you want to do. I can't, because I'm not an independent dom. I am contracted under a dungeon, which means I have to follow dungeon rules.
Facts.
Period, point blank. All of our sessions are filmed. All of our shit is state regulated. The police come in, they check the place, they check our lockers, they make sure that we're doing what we're supposed to do. I'm covered. I file taxes as a dominatrix. She does not. And she also does not live in a state where sex work is legal. I do. So that's the difference between she and I. And that's when I was like, what you're not gonna do is run around saying that I'm committing crimes by calling me a prostitute, because prostitution is illegal. And you're not gonna say that about me when I work in a state regulated facility. Always have, always will, because it's smart and it's safe, and it keeps me from having to do dumb shit for money. I do what I want to do for money. She does what she has to do for money. And that's the difference between she and I. I do what I want for money. She does what she has to.
Well, let me ask you this.
She and I differ.
So when did you admit? Because I know I'm pretty sure, and it's up to you if you want to say this or not. When she was in that meeting where you were teaching the classes, is that the first time you learned that she was selling pussy, or did you know before that?
No, that's when we learned. Like, so.
Are you serious? You learned live?
So I didn't even know that she. So,
hold on, break it, stop.
I'm serious. So prior to the class,
wait a
prior
minute.
to the class.
Wait a minute. You mean to tell me you learned in front of everybody?
That class is what made me introduce her to one of my subs. I'll put it like that.
What?
So listen, prior to that class, I think I had did a live talking about me being a dom or something. And I was saying that I offer classes or whatever. And people were signing up for that class. And my class normally sells out. Like when I do host them, they always sell out.
Mm-hmm.
And so I had that one particular class, I had 2 slots open. That class didn't sell out. I had 2 spots open. So I said, you know what, T-Bree? I said, since you're so interested, because if you remember, she was all, oh, Breaking's a dom, and she was proud that I was a dom and all that. Right. I said, if you want, you can come see one of my classes. I was like, if you want, you can come check out my class. I was like, it's a free class for you. I was like, you don't have to sign any waivers or anything because it's free. whatever. She wasn't paying me for the class. So she came into the class and everybody was, what I do is I go around the room and I have everybody introduce themselves and I have them go over their experiences, like what type of experience they have. Do you do shibari rope tying? Are you a dom? Are you a sub? Are you a switch? Are you vanilla? Whatever. When we got to her, that's when she let us know that she became a dom at like 20. And then she talked
20?
about, she said she was 20, and she even talks about it on her own live. That live that she did, that she took down, where she said the pre is nasty, and so what? I got that live. She talks about it. She said that she became a dom at 20 years old, or whatever, and that she had her her own little clientele or whatever out there. And then she said that she was a swinger. And I was like, oh, that's interesting. Like, I was like, tell us a little bit more about swinging. And that's when she kind of went into it. And so somebody in the class, won't say who, but somebody in the class asked her, they were like, well, like, wouldn't that be considered like a form of prostitution? And that's when she was like, well, no, it's not really prostitution, being a swinger. She's like, but I do escort here and there. That's exactly how she said it. She said, I do escort here and there. And Aaron can verify it because Aaron was in the class. And Aaron's been in most of my classes, so Aaron knows. And she said she escorts. So she was like, I'm not a prostitute, I'm an escort. She's like, that's what we trade time for money. So I was like, oh, okay. That's what New Yorkers call it. They call it escorting because if you say that you're prostituting, it's illegal. Escorting is still illegal. It's the same shit. Exactly. You're just wording it differently. And escorts are more high end, whereas prostitutes are more mail order bride type things.
Right.
Where escorts are usually more of the higher end. They hang out in the higher end bars and stuff. And I'm looking at her like, interesting, because from looking at you, she doesn't come across as an escort. Escorts are the girls that sit on 34th Street and you don't know that they're escorts. They just look like bad bitches sitting at the bar.
Facts.
But I was like, whatever. And I wasn't here to judge her. Like, you ain't never heard me sex shame nobody or whatever. Like, whatever. If that's how you get your money, that's how you get your money. I'm not here to put you down, but don't get on your high horse and start saying that I'm the actual escort. When, bitch, I don't need to be an escort. You know how much money I make as a dominatrix? I could pay my rent for 4 months on one session. I don't sell pussy for what? I don't need to. I literally don't need to. I have a regular, great paying job. I'm a dominatrix, and my man got money. What do I need to sell pussy for?
That's what I want to know. That's what I'm trying to figure out.
Like, I literally don't need to sell pussy. I mean, and if I did sell pussy, I wouldn't be sitting up here telling y'all that I'm a dominatrix so that y'all could go deep dive and then try to figure out if I actually am or not. I don't need to. I work under a state regulated facility where we see high-end people. We are seeing doctors, lawyers, circuit judges, politicians. These people will pay me thousands just to put my feet in their face. Like, I don't need to sell pussy. I just don't. And best believe, if I ever needed to sell some pussy, if I ever needed to do it, I bet you I would if I needed to, and I would not be ashamed about it. And I damn sure wouldn't put the next bitch down for it. And that's why she's mad, because instead of selling her pussy, she was giving it away for free and facing eviction. That's why she's mad. She's mad because she didn't have the wherewithal and the brain power to actually sell her pussy. She was busy giving it away for dime bags. Don't be mad at me because you was mismanaging your pussy. Because I don't have nothing wrong with, I don't think it's nothing wrong with escorts. If you have to escort and that's what it is and that you need to do to get, what it is that you want. I know escorts that are worth millions. So what? Selena Powell, I always say that is my favorite whore. That is an escort. She's a professional escort and a girl's worth millions. So I really think that that's why T-Pree's mad. She's really mad because she was trying to sell her pussy and the most that she could get for it was a dime bag of weed. She couldn't get, because I didn't know that she was facing eviction when she came here. I had no clue that she was literally up for eviction when she was here. I had no clue. She had just got her car repossessed, but it makes sense.
Again, that's for the second time.
But that's why she couldn't drive out here, because it didn't make sense to me that she would take a train to New York from Delaware. I'm like, what? Why would you add an hour to your trip and sit on a dusty ass train when you can literally just take 2 hours and drive your ass over the motherfucking bridge and come park? And I have parking in my building. I live in a luxury high rise. She could have easily parked in my building for free. I'm like, why would you drop? But it's because she couldn't. She was facing eviction and just got her car repossessed. But I didn't know. And I wasn't here to dig deep into her business.
Right. Man, that's whew. So how you selling pussy and broke all the time?
Because
Like
she's not really selling it. She's selling it for weed. She's selling it for fifths of alcohol. She's mismanaging her pussy. That's why she's obsessed with what I do with mine, because she can't comprehend how I can make the money I make as a dominatrix and I don't even have to spread my legs.
yeah, but but there's a difference. I could give her a tip. Look at her picture and look at your picture.
But you
And
want to
that
know
could-
the crazy
and
thing,
that
though,
tells the
D-Darrell?
story.
D-Darrell, you know damn well how men can be, especially when it comes to fetish. It's not. I know
Yeah.
there are girls that work at my dungeon that are not the most aesthetically pleasing,
Yeah,
but they make bread. They
that's
make
true.
bread.
That's true.
There are subs
But-
who would prefer a big ugly chick over me. Like I've been
that-
passed up
Yeah,
for bigger ugly girls.
I feel you on that, but I'm looking at the typical, the average. That's a specialty fetish type shit. That exists. I get that, but I'm sorry.
If she was doing it professionally, she
40
wouldn't be struggling.
40 plus year old women ain't making more money than 30 and 20-year-old women. I'm sorry. It's just,
But in
that's just
BDSM,
on-
D-Darrell, they can. That's what I'm trying to tell you. In BDSM,
Yeah.
if she was doing it right, and she was doing it right and doing it in a professional environment, fetish is not about being pretty or ugly unless the
right.
guy
It's
has
about
a fetish
yeah.
for
I get
girls.
that. I get
Fetish,
that.
some of them like big girls that will smother them, sit on them, suffocate them. Someone, a big girl that can, CBT, kick them in their nuts real hard or whatever. A big, like T-Free, if she kicks a guy in his nuts compared to me kicking a guy in his nuts, she's going to have more of an impact because she's got more weight behind her. So she could actually make really good fucking money if
Right.
she wasn't being such a whore and being dumb about it. But so she couldn't make money as a prostitute, but she could make good money as a dom. But she can't because the bitch is just dumb. She dumb.
And you was trying to teach her that though, right?
I invited her to the one class, but once she said that she was an escort, I couldn't invite her back anymore because it then jeopardized my business because I don't promote escorting. Like I'm not against it. I wouldn't shame anybody for it, but I don't promote it and I don't want it to be tied to me in any way that I have girls in my classes that are escorting. I don't want it to be said that I'm teaching girls how to escort, and my classes are legit classes. So I couldn't invite her back after that. But I said,
Wow.
if you wanted to work in a professional environment, it's like you offering to help me get an interview at your job. It's no different. It's, she's recruiting for the dungeon, RICO charges. How? I'm literally offering to get you an interview at a professional place of business. I can get you in the door. It's up to you to do the rest. That's exactly what I told her. If you want to come out, you want to come to the dungeon, you want to meet the owners, you want to talk to them, see if you fit in or whatever, see if you can get hired, you're welcome to. But I wasn't soliciting her to do anything. What she chose to do with the clients that I introduced her to was on her. All I do is make the introduction. What you do from there has nothing to do with me. And I was very clear in the email, which she even showed. I literally said, no sex involved. I said that so many times. She even told y'all. She even said that. But then how did it go from me saying no sex at all to I'm a prostitute? It doesn't make sense because I literally said no sex involved. But what you do is what you do. I can't control that.
Right.
She filled out her kink list the way she did. I didn't tell her how to fill out that kink list.
Right. But that would be to me, I don't get the one thing that I do understand in that industry, like secrecy and not disclosing, that is like at the forefront. You don't go like, why are you snitching, or even whether it was true or not? People don't talk and don't make shit. You like making cardinal sins.
We don't.
Why?
You are supposed to protect the privacy of
but she didn't.
All the time. And she was the one that started that. I didn't start that shit with the whole her being a prostitute. She called herself getting on her panels, getting on Propane panel, coming on your shit, and saying that I was doing things that I was not doing. That's how this started. All I did was defend myself and say, no, bitch, you're not going to call me the prostitute when it's you who are the prostitute. If you want to call me a dominatrix, call me a dominatrix. I came in as a very proud dominatrix. You ain't never hear me change my story about what I do as a dom. My story has
Right.
been consistent. Her
Right.
story is, I come and I cook and I clean for people. So what it sounds like to me is that she's a submissive. It sounds like she's being used as a sub. Now, granted, I've hired subs to come to my house and clean my house for me before. Like they've paid me to come clean my crib. Like they've literally
Right.
paid me to come into my house and clean my house. Whereas it sounds like she is a sub, and instead of swinging, maybe she wasn't fucking. Maybe they didn't want to fuck her. Maybe they just wanted to use her for free labor. I don't know. But that's what it sounds like to me. It sounds like she's a
Okay.
submissive.
Right. This is
Her words. She says swinging to her is cooking and cleaning, and she doesn't swing because swinging is illegal. Since when is swinging? Swinging is not illegal,
swinging
and
is not
swinging
illegal.
is sex. It's literally you're swapping partners. That's what swinging. It's like me and you swapping. You give your wife to my man, and he gives me to you, and we swing. We swap. That's what
Right.
swinging is.
That's consensual.
Exactly. So I'm like, this bitch don't even know what's legal and what's not legal in the sex world, which lets me know she really is a dumb bitch. She just a nasty hoe. She want to be spat in her mouth by subs. That's nasty. Ain't no random man spitting in my
Come
mouth.
on. Come.
She wants to swap cum. These are things that she checked off. I'm not swapping cum with no random ass person I don't know. Like, girl,
funny, man.
she's the one that said that she likes to be choked and slapped. Ain't no random person choking and slapping me. Like, come on, you check these boxes, shorty. You're the one that said that you like to be forced. You like to, and this is what I found interesting. She likes to be forced to play with herself in front of people. I said, oh, goes
Force.
back to grandpa. Y'all better go check out that list. She said she likes to be forced to play with herself in front of people. It's on her checklist. She likes forced masturbation. That's crazy to me, but it
Oh,
makes
wow.
sense.
What, like in front of like a bunch of people, or just
Like her sub, like she would want her sub to force her to masturbate. It would be like it basically.
Yeah,
she likes to pretend to be raped.
Yeah, oh, okay. Like, okay, against her will, being coerced into the
Forced.
shit.
It's forced. She likes incest play. It's on her kink
Incest
list.
play.
That's why I said that I believe that she lied on her grandpa because she cannot keep the story straight about what happened, and she does like incest play.
No, I'm glad that you brought that up, because I'm gonna be honest with you. I hate to say this, and I don't want to really speak on it too much, but I'm not saying I don't know what happened, but I'm gonna just say her credibility about that story, in my view, has fallen off, because when you did your story the other day about the church and the people getting arrested and the JW shit, and you know, the fact that she, you know, continued to take care, like, a lot of shit don't make sense. It really doesn't.
It doesn't. And a healed person does not go and take care of the person that abused them. And that comes across as very much Stockholm Syndrome. I don't know, though. I'm not a therapist.
I'm gonna say, I'm not gonna say that there's not a, there are positions, things that people do. It's very rare. I'm just gonna say that. I'm not saying it's impossible, but it's rare. But I'm just looking at her story and how it changes. That's my concern.
It changes. And she said that her mother knew. First, she said nobody knew. Then she told me that her mama knew about it. She said it on your live when
Right.
me and Stefan was asking her. She said that her mama knew before her grandfather died. She told her mom what happened. Her mom was on her side. But then, according to the death book, I know I can tell you this much about my mama. My mama would have never, if I came to my mom and had been like, "Hey, mom, your dad essayed me," my mom would have never been in his death book talking about what a wonderful father he was.
Right.
If anything, her and the men in my family would have been trying to execute him. We wouldn't.
Man.
They would have wanted nothing to do with the burial. They would have wanted nothing to do with him.
The story has changed, and then she talked about the thing about bringing, like, when she was a teenager, having other girls coming over to see, you know, that book, the recruiting shit was
Yep.
kind of that was a little
She
odd.
literally said that everyone knew what he was doing. Like, this is why I say she's such a liar. She said, and I played it multiple times, she literally said herself, she said, well, first she said nobody knew. She didn't tell anybody till she was in her 30s. But then when she was on that panel with you, she literally said that everybody knew, including her, but they couldn't say anything about it. They couldn't do anything about it because he was such an honorable man in the community.
Right, of the community.
She said
She
that.
and I remember that she did say that. You know,
I played it back, and that's why
story-
they don't like me, because I play their words back. It's, oh, she manipulated the audio. No, I did not manipulate the audio.
She initially said nobody knew, and then she came around and started. The story has changed. Then it's like they knew, but because he was such a figure in the community, they didn't want to mess up his reputation, and they wanted to keep things within the family, and we just kind of push shit under the rug, and
Exactly.
like, I don't know.
So it's
man.
like I didn't manipulate anything. All I did was play the audio back to you, and you just didn't like hearing your own words being played back to you. Same thing with Jada. I didn't manipulate that audio at all. I didn't change anything about the audio. I didn't edit the audio. All I did was clip what I wanted y'all to hear, and then I said, but go back and listen to it for yourself, and gave everybody the podcast to go listen to it for themselves. So there was no manipulation. Your daughter said what she said. You said what you said, and your mama said what she said. Period, point blank. And your mama said you lying and that your granddaddy ain't did shit to you. So take that up with your mother. But that's the thing about her.
You said her
mom is how I found the goddamn podcast. I told y'all that night. Her mother is how I found
exactly.
the
So her mom saying that she lied.
All I said to her mama was, I said, I just thought that you might want to know that your daughter is saying this on the internet. And I sent her the side-by-side audio of her saying that her father essayed her. And then in the next breath saying that it never happened, nothing of the sort. I sent it to the mother. I just said, you just might want to know this, blah, blah, blah. And the mom wrote back and let me know that Tanisha has been isolated from the family, that they don't fuck with her. And she said, don't take my word for it. Take it from the daughter. Take it from her daughter or something like that. And she sent me the link. Let's think about it, D-Darrell. She's been in y'all sector for years. She's fell out with hella people. Ain't nobody ever come across that podcast.
Facts.
Her daughter's name is not under her daughter. Her daughter's name isn't under Jada Price or Jada Wright. Her name is under a whole different last name. I would have never found her. She's not friends with T. Pri. You can't see T. Pri's friends on Facebook. She doesn't comment on anything to T. Pri. T. Pri don't comment on anything to Jada's. So I wouldn't have been able to find it unless it was given to me. Somebody had to give it to me. You mean to tell me in all the years that people have been falling out with her, I'm the only one that was able to locate it because I'm just a super sleuth?
Yeah, especially in this sector, like for real, like they
somebody would have found it. It was given to me. Wow. I ain't gotta make that shit up. You ain't heard me lie on nobody yet. To point out one person you heard me lie on. Anytime I've said something about somebody, I've proven it. I said that Tanisha was a cam girl, that she was on the sex site. She said she wasn't. Then she said she was a cam girl. She was proud of being a cam girl. Then somebody asked her in her own chat, hey, are you still a cam girl? She said yes. Then she goes yesterday, well, I'm not on any sex sites, but I am a cam girl. Bitch, a cam site is a sex site. What are you talking about? So you just camming, eating food? You just mukbanging?
Right.
Because that's not camming. Camming is sex, and you know it. So last time I checked, if you are on a cam site, you are on the site that does what? Produce sex. Find me one cam site where they're not doing something sexual. It's a sex site. They like to wordplay. They like to, well, she said that T. Pri was on a sex site, but she wasn't. How was she not? She literally said herself a year ago that yes, she was still camming. So if you're a cam girl, your images and your pictures in your bio have to be on a what? A sex site. A site that sells sex.
You selling sex.
Maybe you're not necessarily meeting up with people and fucking them, but you are opening your legs and showing your breasts. Where did those pictures come from, sis? Them pictures ain't just come out the blue.
That's facts.
Like, come on, they could wordplay all they want, but the facts still remain. Calling me a liar, calling me this. You can call me whatever you want to call me, but the facts still remain. I didn't lie on nobody. I didn't lie on that little girl, Jada. She said what she said. I didn't lie on her mama. She said what she said. And I damn sure didn't lie on Tanisha. She said what she said. And I've proved every single time.
Wow.
I don't got to lie on her. Lie on her for what? The truth is too fucking ghastly. And that's not even it. Like, I ain't even got to part 2, part 3, part 4, part 5, or part 6.
So what do you think about when I played the part in the audio? The girl said, I despise my mother. I'm like, God, this to go, like, she really did not let up as far as how much she expressed hating her mom in the past. And
it was in multiple interviews. She said it on multiple episodes.
Yes, I despise my mother. Like, you know, like everything, just everything about. I was like, wow. I had to play this shit like, oh, I just couldn't. I'm like, damn, like, and she just said it so easily, just.
I mean, don't get me wrong. Shit, don't like. But this is my thing, Darrell. I'm not here to judge her as a mom, because then I would have to turn around and judge my own mother, right? And my mom didn't raise me. Y'all know that. Y'all know everybody know I was in the foster care system. It's no surprise, right? And in the end, I was able to forgive my mom and, you know, move past things once I learned, you know, about my mom and why we actually ended up in the system and things like that. And my mom actually was a dope ass person in the end. Like, I actually ended up really loving my mom and really caring about her, which is why when that bitch said my mama name, I tweaked on her, because I was very clear, bitch, don't say nobody name in my actual family. You could say Michael and Jordan and Susan and Karen all you want, but you say somebody name close to me, we gonna have a problem. And I wasn't playing. And we see that has manifested. So I can't really judge Tanisha and her daughter. I don't know what happened between them. I don't really give a fuck what happened between them, but you're not going to sit on panels and accuse me of abandoning children and just leaving them in the wind and not taking care of them, and then saying that I'm a shitty ass mom and I don't provide for my kids and I don't do this and I don't do that. Well, my kids are doing excellent. My kids are wonderful. Okay.
And
I'm very proud of the mother that I have become. Like, bitch, you're not going to get on your soapbox and try to tell me what a shit ass mother I am when I know that I'm out here breaking my back so that my daughter does know that she's valuable and does know that she's beautiful and doesn't need a motherfucking podcast to talk about how much she hates me, and making sure that my young man grows up to be honorable and be respectful and, you know, be somebody. I'm out here really working my ass off for my kids. And you out here trying to disgrace me as a mother when your daughter is literally sitting on a podcast talking about what a shit ass person you are. You don't get to do that. You don't get to sit up here and think that you can attack me. But then it turns out your shit is real nasty, because my mother had us in foster care, and you ain't never hear me get on no panel talking about how much I despise and hate my mother. Ever. I'm over here defending a mom that ain't even here anymore. The fuck? Like, my mom literally did not raise me, and you don't hear me talking about my mom ain't shit. I didn't like her. She was a piece of shit. She was a fucked up. You ain't never hear me say no crazy shit like that about my mother. So that says a lot about you as a mother. My mom didn't even raise me, and I don't feel that way about her. But your daughter hates you, and you want to mock me for being in foster care. Your daughter probably would have been better off in foster care. The fuck? It sounds like your daughter went through more trauma than me, who did go through the foster care system.
She ran away and went to Virginia to get away from home.
Her mom, the little girl, ran all the way out to Arizona to be with her grandmother. She lived with her. I won't say she lived with her grandmother, but she lived in Arizona where her grandmother is. She out there with T-Pre mama.
Right.
So, bitch, get the fuck out of here. Like, don't do me. So, and then this whole, I attacked her kids, and that's why she attacked my kids. That is a bold-faced lie. That is a bold-faced lie. She started coming for me whenever she got what she got from you and the other person's whose name I don't say. She probably got whatever she got from whoever, and that's when she started. And I let her rock for a minute, and then I exposed her for being a whore. It started on Propane's panel, and when I ate her ass up on Propane's panel with Nikki, that's when she reached out to y'all trying to get tea on me. And then that's when she started her smear campaign, and I let her rock for a minute, and then I teamed up with Triggs, and I lit her ass up. And then I lit her ass up again, and I just keep lighting her ass up. Because all she doing is windmilling and hoping to find something to stick. The bitch is literally throwing spaghetti against the wall and seeing what will stick. The problem with her is I don't have to throw spaghetti against the wall, because every time I punch, bitch, that whole land. Every time.
Facts.
You out here
Yeah, man.
windmilling, hoping something catch. I did a poll. 45 motherfuckers said, do another episode. Meanwhile, bitch, people telling you to shut the fuck up because they tired of hearing you talk. Because you
Yeah.
sound stupid and you sound crazy.
Yeah, she sounded very crazy. And my thing, I didn't get when I could see if you were still in the sector, but when you left the sector, I didn't see a reason for her to continuously. That's when I started looking side eye a little bit. Like, why are you still bringing up breaking if she not here anymore? Like, what's the, like? What were you trying to like bait her back
No,
to
what she
beef?
was
Like,
doing was she a bully. So, cause she said it last night. She said something like, "I ran her off. I made her shut up, but me, I'm still here. I'm still standing." Nah, bitch, you only here when a robot put a battery in your back. Let's talk about it. Because unless that robot got something to say, you ain't got nothing to say. Ho, you quiet as hell. Now you don't want to beef with breaking. Now you don't care about breaking. Now breaking's obsessive. Nah, ho, I'm not obsessive. I'm just giving you what you deserve. You were obsessive, you were a stalker, and you were a bully. Period. And when I got quiet and kind of let her go, she took that as defeat. She took that as, oh, I won, but let me just beat her down a little bit more and hope she don't come back. That's literally T Bree. She literally
wow.
was trying to beat me up. And when I kind of let her, do her thing, I became her punching bag for a little bit. I kind of let her, punch at me for a minute. And when she saw the bag, start to fall a little bit because the bag wasn't, swinging back at her anymore, she took that as let me knock the bag completely off the thing. But she wasn't expecting me to come back and light her ass up. She thought that she could keep fucking with me. That's what bullies do. She thought that she could keep going and keep going and keep going. That's why the people that got a problem with me airing this bitch out, I don't give a fuck. Because when she was doing it, and she was OD, we showed where she went for damn near 3 months, day after day after day after day.
Right. And that's facts.
Video after video. Slander after
All
slander, just disrespecting my man, calling him names, talking about my kids, talking about my mama, my aunties, my cousins, my brothers, calling me whores, prostitutes. Fuck me, I ain't got shit. I'm just this dusty bitch. I'm just this I'm literally a nobody. But the
yes.
moment I strike back and say, thank you for your commentary, now let's just show you who you are. Now
That's a
it's
problem.
breaking's unethical, breaking's a bully, breaking's a liar. No, and the gag is I'm not even saying nothing. I'm letting her talk. That's why y'all don't like me because I don't need to get up there and call her a bunch of names and talk shit about her. All I got to do is play T Free's words back at her. She hates it
Yeah,
because she's
man.
a liar. And the
She
gag be derailed on some real shit, all fucking shit aside. At this point, I could be honest and say me fucking with her now is kind of more of the sadist in me because I've already done what I needed to do with her. I've already
right.
exposed her to who she is. The damage has been done. Like, that's a fact. The damage is done. She's no longer credible. She can pretend that she is. She can, filibuster, as she likes to say, all she wants. But the damage has been done. She's been exposed for who she is. We now know things that she didn't want known. So for real, the work is done. Me fucking with her now, it's just a sadist in me. And I can own that. I could be an adult and say, now me fucking with you now, I'm just getting my entertainment. Because bitch, you thought shit was sweet. And you still think shit's sweet. So now I'm just going into Dom mode on your ass, and I promise you, you're not gonna like it. The sadist in me has now entered the building because I don't have nothing to prove anymore. I've already proved what I needed to prove. Now it's just a poke at you because you won't stop. And sometimes a bully needs to be smacked in the mouth. Mind your manners and mind your mouth.
Yeah, she was doing the most, man. Like that you like I didn't get the when you left, like, why are you continuing to bring this person up? Like it's time to move forward from that. But she never would. She just continued to, talk about you. Like I'm like, damn, like that start looking crazy. Start looking like you obsessed. That's the way it looked, like like seriously. Like, why are you constantly talking about this person and she is no longer here? Like, what's the point of all that? But she kept doing it. Hello? Can you hear me? I think her mic is off. Let me
No,
see.
that's me. My bad. I was talking to my babe. Hold on real quick.
Okay, no problem. Yeah, like I was just saying that I didn't understand like the purpose of constantly like when you left, like that's when I started noticing something wasn't right. Cause I'm like, why are you constantly talking about this lady and she not in the sector anymore? And she get on a panel. We be talking about other stuff, and then she'll say, "And that bitch breaking the culture. She this and she's." I mean, like, what the hell? Like,
She became obsessed. In all
yeah,
actuality, the only reason she did what she did was because she's a bully, and bullies don't like they don't like when somebody can fight back. Like they don't like that. Like the thing that always intrigued me about people, especially like somebody that came from foster care, somebody that literally came from having absolutely nothing. Like I was a fucking ward of the state. There was nothing that was mine when I was a child. Nothing. Not even my fucking clothes was mine. Okay? That's a fact. So when I see people like T-Pri, who, according to her and Carrie Ann and these people, let them tell it they have wonderful, strong Black men in their family. They had excellent fathers and excellent mothers, and they had the best childhoods ever. Like they had everything given to them, but then they still want to try to take from those who literally had nothing. Like it literally reminds me of being a little kid in foster care, being bullied on by other kids because maybe my clothes wasn't the best, or maybe, my hair wasn't the best, or maybe I didn't have the hottest sneakers. And I never understood it because I'm like, you literally have everything. Why are you fucking with me? Like, but they are just so internally just dead and void that's all they can do is pick on somebody that they feel is less than them, or they feel has nothing, or that they feel doesn't have a voice, or that they feel that they can get off on that. Like they love that
right.
shit. And then that's when they get that little bit of power, they get it's releasing them endorphins in them, so they get a little bit of feel good, that little bit of power. That's when they go overboard and they just go 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 go, but they're never expecting for the underdog to come up and smack the shit out of them. And that's what it was, because everything that she tried to put me down for, being a foster kid, not having a mom, not having a dad, not having, she can't handle that little foster girl who didn't have shit is doing 10 times better than her, because she been in my house. She been here. She know how I live. Right. She's ate my food, ate off my plates, used my towels. She know what type of soaps we use up in this bitch. She know what type of linens we using. She know them motherfucking sheets felt good, period. She knows she ain't have to lift her hand for shit. She know bags was carried for her by men. She knows that kids was respectful to her. She know that the food tasted good. She had the best quality of shit on some real shit.
Right,
she
for
can't,
real.
She couldn't handle that shit. She couldn't handle, how could this girl who had nothing do this, and I had everything handed to me, and I'm still a piece of shit. I'm still getting evicted. I still don't have a car. I still don't have this. Because bitch, my name on everything in this bitch. Because one thing my mama didn't do was teach us to be dumb hoes. Your name gotta be on everything. Leases, cars, insurances, electricities, cell phones. My baby leaves, if something happened to him or he leaves today, I'ma still be straight. Period. Be devastated, but I'll be straight.
I feel you.
Look, he like, what? Baby, I didn't say I'd be happy. I didn't say I'd be happy if you died or anything. I just said, well, because the narrative is baby, that I'm poor, you're rich, and you take care of me hand and foot, and you do every single thing for me, and I couldn't possibly
hold my beer.
I couldn't possibly obtain a type of living for myself. So I was saying
you could do better.
I said, if something happened to you,
weighs you down, baby.
You're so annoying. I said,
I think her mic went out, but she'll come
my
back.
thing cut off, baby, here. But yeah, he said I'd probably be better off without him. You think so, baby?
Sadly.
You're so terrible. No.
I'd be nothing without you, baby.
You be nothing without me?
Nothing.
Well, baby, I'm just a broke ass hoe with bad pussy.
No.
Oh.
You hear? Look, you hear? What'd you say, baby?
No one said anything about bad pussy.
Okay. Well, baby, the real moral of the story is this, baby. I tell them, because they always say I use my pussy to get you and get where I'm at in life. I said, well, don't be mad at me because y'all mismanaged y'all pussies.
Exactly.
And use some pussies to get with broke, dusty ass
Yeah.
motherfuckers that can't
Yeah.
do shit.
Take better care of that shit.
Take better care of that shit.
Take better care.
Listen, but good pussy gets you a lot of things in life, won't they, baby?
Damn straight.
Damn straight. They get
Oh,
your
wow.
rent paid, car paid for, kids taken care of. I'm back in
Damn,
college
clip
now.
this shit.
Look, I done went back to school at 35.
Oh, good.
I am. I'm back in school. I've been in school.
Oh,
And I got my first C today. I was so sad. I got a 75 today.
Hey,
But
that's
yep.
college.
Then went back
Hey.
to school.
Good pussy makes you
Okay.
young.
Good pussy makes you young, baby.
Mhm.
Will you invest in good pussy or bad pussy?
Say what?
What pussy you investing in? Good or bad pussy?
Only the good, baby.
Only the good. Would you give everything to a woman with good pussy?
Everything.
Everything?
Including my virginity.
Can I be named in the will as the sole person with good pussy?
You're named in the well.
Named in the will. There it is.
Yeah.
If you ladies want to learn how, no, I'm kidding.
It's funny, y'all tripping. But hey, see, my thing is so it's obviously was a jealousy thing, obviously was envious. That's a definite. So she to me it's almost like she wants your life.
Of course.
She wants your life.
But you know
That's-
what? You know how everybody says to me, and you said it earlier, you was like, you know, like I wouldn't have did that. I wouldn't have let her in. Like the fact that you even let her stay at your house.
Hell yeah, that's
But
a
to
lot.
me, the thing that I've learned is that it's always a blessing to be a blessing. And that's real shit. Like, regardless of whatever, all the fuck shit and all that shit, it's always a blessing to be a blessing to people. So to me, I just really looked at it as I really did see that this girl had some motherfucking talent. And I said, you know what? I can see her really doing something. Maybe let's try to pursue something with her. And she needed a little bit of help along the way. You know, she needed to learn how to manage her pussy right. And she took that class and flunked that one. She needed a place to stay. You know, she needed her food paid for. She needed, you know, certain things. She needed a friend. I was there for her in all actuality. And that's why I'm able to live the life that I do, because I don't get off on hurting people. I don't get off on fucking with people. You ain't never seen me just maliciously go at nobody, just random as fuck. Like I just woke up today.
Right, that is true.
I'm
That
gonna
is
pick on
true.
this person. I don't do that. I don't argue with nobody unless they fuck with me first. That's real shit. And even then, a lot of times I give grace. Like I don't say shit for a minute, and then I finally say, you know what, bitch? Let me light your ass up. It happened with transcripts. That bitch was fucking with me. I let her do it, and then I fucked her up and ain't seen the bitch since. And that's that. I don't just fuck with people for no reason.
You know her and Mr. Moore had a little kerfuffle few weeks ago, about a month ago.
Well, they beamed her up out of there a minute ago. You know what I mean? And I don't even like talk about him because
I know, but that's why I said I ain't able to mention his name. But he went out like he did a whole spiel on her for
they
like.
were never fucking with Transcripts. Transcripts was a dumbass bitch. Transcripts did all that shit to me simply because I told her that somebody in the crew was taking shit too far. That's dead ass what happened. Like there's no
What?
I'm not even bullshitting. Like I've showed the messages, I've showed the proof on that. That's how God. I never did nothing to that girl when she was going through it. When they was fucking with her, calling her fat, I was sending her cash outs like, go get a drink on me. Says I send her $50. I'm like, go to the bar on me. Go get a bottle of wine on me. That's how God. Like I ain't even making none of that up. And I went to her and told her that somebody was wilding the fuck out. It was too much. Next thing you know, I'm a deadbeat mom. I'm a whore. I'm a slut. I'm this. I'm that. Stalking started. Real life stalking started. That's why I moved the way I did with certain situations, and I still move the way I do because certain things are in place and they need to stay in place because some people ain't got them all. Some motherfuckers is unhinged, and like you said, they do be taking the shit offline and they be going too far.
They
So
sure do.
I moved
And
the
that's
way
a
that
fact.
I move so that I can stay clean on my end, but it took me.
Damn, she went out again, but she'll be back. I think it'll come back. When she dropping these gems today, shut out the breaking. But let me try to see if it'll come back. Let's see if she's still there. Okay, it may be something going on with the. She'll be back, but wow, hey, listen. Don't anybody know the tea, the pre better than the interaction that Breaking had, other than maybe Shakim. And listen, this whole situation came about because she couldn't stop fucking with this woman. And that's just a fact. She can spin this shit and do some things about a broke down hoe and all this other shit and a washed up and the little show she did yesterday about, but you kept talking. You could have let this shit ride. This lady was messing with you. She wasn't coming back in chats, trolling. You start talking about the woman and her kids or alleged kids, what she was doing on the side. All of these things. You chose to do this shit for the sector. Bringing her name up when it's not irrelevant to the goddamn topic. You chose to, spew her name out and say all kind of ill things about her. And she was gone for literally months and months. And I'm gonna be honest, after a while, I was like, why are we bringing up Breaking? Like, what the fuck? Like, she ain't here. And you all know, as a sector, I'm not for the offline, bringing family members and shit into the fold. I'm not. I've never have been. And never will. But people willing to do the most for this sector, man. They willing to do the most, trying to expose. The lady brought you in her house. You had no money. She gave you soap to wash. Bring up. How the fuck you travel without fucking toothbrush, deodorant? You ain't have feminine you ain't have shit. Just going somewhere just without shit. The food was paid for. The liquor that your ass was drinking that brown thug passion and shit. Drinking up all the goddamn alcohol. Drinking that dark liquor and shit. Just you up there just living off other motherfuckers. And then you turn around and talk shit about the very people that just basically treated you with respect. You back, Queen?
Yeah, I'm back. Can you hear me?
Okay. Yeah, I got you.
All right.
You good. So, enough. And then you just did a video yesterday. 18 hours ago. Broke down hoe. Okay. Can you please stop with the whole? Why are you using that unless you're supplying to yourself? You talk about selling. Talk about your shit. Just focus on yourself. She living her life. You can't even afford to fucking travel. And you worrying about somebody else's life. You ain't even got a man. What happened? As a matter of fact, Breaking, let me ask you this question. What the fuck happened to the nigga she was supposed to marry? What happened to that shit? The fiance.
I don't know, because I wasn't around. I wasn't around for that. When you guys are talking about her being engaged, I wasn't around for that relationship. I don't know nothing about that.
She talked about that. So she ain't never mentioned. So she must have been she was lying to us.
She's never mentioned it to me. I knew she was talking to some dude. I knew when me and her were cool, she was talking to some dude because she used to go meet him all the time. And she was talking to some dude and she was like, yeah, I'm about to go pick up a bag of weed from him or whatever, blah, blah, blah. And then I found out that she smoked. And she's like, do you smoke? Whatever, da, 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 da. And, I just know, she would see him here and there, but I didn't know anything. I can't say nothing bad about the guy because I don't know. But she just told me she was seeing some guy.
T-Free talked about when she first entered the sector, the first couple of years, up until somewhere around the end of 21 or early 22, man, T-Free talked about being engaged and potentially getting married. And she talked about that shit for well over a year. Then all of a sudden, around the time we was in the church sector, whatever, we started interacting with the church. She stopped talking about it. And then all of a sudden, because she was saying some shit like, oh, I'm getting married in 3 to 6 months, some shit. And the shit never happened. Then she stopped talking about the guy, and all of a sudden, we're not together no more. And that was it. I'm wondering if she really was even engaged, because how you go? She would talk about her fiance.
Did she show her ring and stuff? Did she show her engagement?
Nah, she ain't never showed. And she was camming up. She cammed up back then too, doing the tarot readings and shit.
Well, because she was camming up when I first came around. She stopped camming up. She got evicted.
Yeah. So all of a sudden,
the camming up stopped.
The talks about
Well, wait, if
Beyonce.
she's got proposed to and she's getting evicted, that's a problem in itself. I fucking wouldn't be getting married either. I'm getting evicted and you propose to me, you ain't gonna help me pay
Man,
my rent.
look, was she actually proposed to in the first fucking place? At this point,
I don't care if he's spreading my legs for any man and I'm getting evicted, we have a problem. And I'm calling him my man. Like, it ain't like I'm just out, but then again, I don't know. Like, I know
Look.
right now, and I ain't even spread my legs. I could count on all hands and toes amount of people I could call if like something happened and I really needed quick money somewhere. I could call people, guys and females included. Like, whatever. Like, how you 40-some years old and you getting evicted? That's crazy to me.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I was saying. You getting evicted. You
I
got
could see if she
fucking
was young. She was like in her 20s, early teen, like 18, 19, like up to like 30. At 30, you shouldn't be getting evicted no more. Like, that should be like that's you're done. 25 to me is the limit, but 30 giving you grace. Once you're in your 40s and you're not stable to the point where you're getting evicted, it's not even like she's getting evicted because motherfuckers fell on hard times. Like, you're literally sitting on the internet all day talking about me and not making a motherfucking dime for it. But you getting evicted and you got cars being repossessed and you living in the projects. Like, no tea, no shade to
facts.
somebody in the projects. But if I'm in the, because I've lived in the projects. I sure did live in the projects. I grew up in foster care. You think I ain't lived in the projects? For sure. But to think that, like, I'm 35 years old. Like, for me to go back to the projects, life will have to take a real serious turn. And even then, I'm going to be praying, God, please help the fuck. I'll be using hands, knees, and mouth. Period. Like, you doing it for free. On some real shit, she doing it for free. You mean to tell me your daughter making excerpts talking about something from the rolling hills of Virginia?
Yeah, like
the
what
project,
the fuck?
that's crazy.
Yeah, I'm like, what the fuck? Like, it was that bad? Like, you running away from home?
That was
and,
bad.
Yeah, that was depressing to hear because she
Because
just talks.
she talked like she's that girl. She talks like
Yeah,
she said her kids was spoiled growing up. She said that her kids was spoiled explicitly growing up. She said that.
man, she talks so much shit about other people and always trying to be the voice of the reason and wanting to give her opinion about what people should be doing and not doing and as a parent, as a mother, as a father, as a family, as the community, the black community, all this shit. She had opinions on every fucking thing. And the whole time all your shit was fucked up. That's my issue. Like, she really didn't have a right to speak on nobody. Absolutely no one. No one. But I'm just appalled because I'm like, she would literally, when something crazy would happen in the sector, she would go live and give her 2 cents about what should have happened, what could happen, and we this and we adults and be responsible this and have value, all that shit. That's what she was doing, giving her opinion, like for real, like
No,
it
she
never
wasn't even
failed.
giving her opinion. That's the thing. She wasn't even just giving her opinion. Because giving her opinion is one thing. She was being malicious and salacious about it. Like, she had ill intent behind her commentary. It wasn't even like she was just giving commentary like, oh, this situation happened. It's a very unfortunate situation. These are maybe things that she could have done. No, it just wanted to, this is what happened and this is how it happened and she ain't shit and fuck that hoe and her mama and her daddy. Like, she was like trying to intimidate me. I talked to this person. I talked to that person. I know her mom. I know the fuck you don't, bitch. I guarantee you that with 1,000% because you didn't even know me when my mom died. So with that being said, bitch, lie again. You don't know nobody around me. That's a fact. That is 100% a fact. But what I can say,
She claimed she spoke to some family member, a grandmother, somebody.
she's never in her. She couldn't have spoke to my grandmother because my grandmother's not alive either.
Somebody she said she claimed she spoke to some family member.
She could have never spoken to any. When I tell you, Desirel, she could have never spoken to anybody in my family. Like, there's nobody in my biological family that's directly connected to me that she could have spoken to because my mother is deceased and my mom passed away before I even met you guys. And it's like, I knew Conscious and them when my mom passed away.
Right.
But I didn't know you guys yet. My grandmother's been dead since I was like 10 or 11 or some shit like that. I don't even really know. and I don't have aunts and uncles like on my mom's side. So who you talk to?
Yeah,
Like
no
literally, who
telling.
did you talk to?
No
Who did you talk
telling.
to? But I can tell you this much. I know my family, she didn't talk to nobody in my family. Unlike her, I'm actually close to my brothers and sisters. I'm close to my cousins and I'm close to my family. I'm actually very close to my family. Her, on the other hand, not so much. Like, all you gotta do is go look on my Facebook. My Facebook, I post I'm publicly available. Like, I don't hide my life. I was in a scandal that was nothing compared to that. This space was nothing compared to in reality. Like, I was actually in the public eye. So, and if, let's be honest, if Victor Cousins never got on a platform and said anything about me negatively on some real shit, that should tell you a lot right there. If you
Right.
know what really went down with the Victor Cousins situation.
Right.
And that's a
Right.
fact. If you actually know the truth of what happened, how it happened, how many, because people were under the assumption that it was just me and him, and it wasn't. It was me and like hella fucking people, a whole church, a whole fucking
Oh
faith
yeah,
fellowship.
that was a lot.
It was a
I
huge
don't.
scandal. I was publicly apologized to by the head of Full Gospel. That was a public apology that is still readily and accessible online. That was publicly
Right.
done. Like, get the fuck out of here. So it's like, no.
Excuse me.
This
Right.
shit ain't nothing. So if you think that my life hasn't already been under a microscope, I've been in the papers. I've had to be vetted. These people had to look into me. They had to dig into me.
Right. It was a
So
lot.
it's like, get the fuck out of here.
Right. So, well,
Exactly.
I'm gonna go ahead and wrap this one up. I'm almost at the 2 hour mark. So, I see conscious energy coming in. But do you have any last words?
Hell no, it's simple. Don't mismanage your pussy. Don't be talking shit about people if your shit stink. And seriously, stop bullying on people because everybody not playing with you. And we see that with the Laquan Fisher thing that's happening. The fact that they are literally, whoever that person is, the way that they have honed in on that man, everybody's not playing with you. It's one thing to talk shit. It's one thing to call somebody a bitch, a slut, a whore. It's another thing to start fucking with people in their families and their livelihoods. And they, like, y'all better leave people alone because you've been fucked around and lost everything fucking around on YouTube for no reason.
Right. I feel you.
Peace and love.
Listen to
Peace
the
and love.
Godfather. What's up?
All right. What's up, conscious energy?
How you doing there, good brother D. Darrell? Can you hear me, brother?
Yeah, man. I'm here, man. I'm good. What's up? What's on your mind?
Man, bro, it's definitely a kerfuffle, man. Definitely a kerfuffle going on, brother D. Darrell.
Yes, sir. It is. It is.
But yeah, man. Man, I just want to come up here and troll for a few minutes, bro. Just wanted to
Yeah,
tell you,
go
man,
ahead.
I'm
Go
sitting
ahead.
back, man, just sitting back, just listening, bro, to the spectacular vernacular. You know what I'm saying? We doing it all legal. So we can fly like some eagles, brother D. Darrell. Just sitting back, man, got me laughing, bro. Oh man, we lost Breaking, man. Breaking left.
Yeah, she left. She was giving her last words. You came in at the tail end, but I'm gonna let you give your speak your piece.
Yeah, man. I just wanted to say, bro, I'm just glad, man, somebody went live today in the sector, man. Ain't nobody really been going live lately, brother D. Darrell. Shoot,
Yeah,
man,
man.
just shoot, man. I think you the only one from the sector that went live today. You know what I'm saying?
People tied up. I guess they got things going on. I don't know. Then 1.0 quiet, so they've been quiet. So
Man, quiet as a church mouse, man. Quiet as a church mouse.
exactly.
Well,
So give us
well,
some of
brother
this
D. Darrell.
spectacular. Give me some of this spectacular vernacular, man. Come on now. You know what we like
Well,
to
man,
hear.
well, this your boy Conscious Energy, speaking to you with the spectacular vernacular, doing it all legal, so I can fly like an eagle. Brother D. Darrell, everybody in the chat room, brother Risley, TMK Media, living life to the fullest. P. No, I'm talking about I'm sending all y'all tons and tons of good energy. Take that. On this beautiful day, we just verify perspective. You know what I'm talking about? But
I
shoot,
hear
D.
you.
Darrell, I ain't gonna keep you too long, brother. I just want to say, man, just keep doing what you're doing. I enjoyed your live stream, brother, and peace and blessings to you and your family, brother.
All right, man. Appreciate you for coming in, man. Appreciate that.
All right, take care, brother.
All right, peace, peace, peace. Shout out to Houston Texans. We're gonna do it today. Guys, I appreciate you all for being here. I'm gonna be going live probably Tuesday and Thursday of next week, and maybe the weekend. Y'all have a great night. Peace.